2017 was easily one of the best years in film, to the point that I had to do a top 20 last year. So 2018 had some really big shoes to fill. Phil it did, because 2018 was the year of the blockbuster, for better or worse. There were a lot of blockbusters to come out this year. Some were great, some were just fine, some were disappointing, and some were just absolute dog shit. 2018 gave us diversity, the most gut-wrenching finger snap ever committed to film, Disney further monopolizing major movie studios, and fear in both a clicking noise and silence. 2018 also saw the loss of demigods among men in Burt Reynolds and Stan Lee. But more importantly, 2018 gave us originality. Maybe it's blockbuster fatigue setting in, but 2018 in film gave us some films with unique and compelling stories that are filmed in unique ways. So if you only wanted the blockbusters to be good, you're gonna have a bad time this year. Last year, I said I would wait until mid-January to release my list, my I, Tonya rule, to allow time to see more of the movies I wanted to see. A few ground rules. Starred ratings are thrown out the window. I hate using the word best for a list like this. I'm not a movie expert, I just love movies. I haven't seen every movie ever made this year. If it hits a streaming site exclusively, it counts. If it did the festival circuit last year but had a theatrical release this year, it counts. And now some honorable mentions, movies that didn't quite make the cut, but I still enjoyed. Unsane, Avengers Infinity War, Won't You Be My Neighbor, 8th Grade, Bad Times at the El Royale, Creed 2, Aquaman, Game Night, Tag, and my honorary number 11 of 2018 is Searching. So without further ado, Mission Impossible Fallout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest member of my perfect trilogies, the named Mission Impossible movies. There's an exact reason why Christopher McQuarrie is the only director to do 2 Mission Impossible movies in a row. This film has phenomenal practical action sequences, Tom Cruise at the top of his game, and the most holy shit stunt I've seen in a recent movie, the Halo jump. Not only that, it is the best of the named Mission Impossible movies. Yeah, I wouldn't have shaved my mustache either if I appeared in this film. Number 9. A Quiet Place. A horror movie idea that should have came sooner, A Quiet Place is a bold take on the creature feature in which it allows for atmosphere to guide the scares. Adding to this is real-life husband and wife John Krasinski and Emily Blunt's fantastic performances, with Krasinski's fantastic direction, and you have one hell of a great horror movie. Just look up the spec script for this film, as it is mostly diagrams of what you see on screen, and looking at the script makes me love this film even more. With hardly any dialogue, A Quiet Place uses its phenomenal sound design to its advantage. I also loved that my theater was pin drop quiet, adding to the ambiance. Number 8. BlacKkKlansman. Hands down, Spike Lee's best film since 25th Hour, BlacKkKlansman is as hilarious as it is confrontational. BlacKkKlansman uses the true story of Ron Stallworth to touch on racial identity, being a minority in law enforcement, and how history is doomed to repeat itself. Armed with great performances across the board and one of the most powerful closing shots ever, BlacKkKlansman is a movie that is so good that it makes you both laugh and think. It's a movie that is so good I can take Eric Foreman seriously. Number 7. Deadpool 2. I seriously debated leaving this off of my top 10 given I was disappointed in the Super Duper cut, and I felt Once Upon a Deadpool was the cut I should have got with my Blu-ray instead. But at the end of the day, I still saw this 3 times theatrically, including Once Upon a Deadpool, and had fun each time. Boasting more of the same irreverent meta humor Deadpool is known for, Deadpool 2 absolutely delivers a satisfying sequel complete with brilliant A-list cameos, David Leitch's brilliant flair for directing action sequences, brilliant expectation subversions, and great cast additions with Zazie Beetz' Domino and Josh Brolin's Cable. Not to mention Ryan Reynolds' best dramatic performance to date. Oh, and Twitter, the trope you're looking for is Lost Lenore, not Fridged. Number 6. A Star is Born 2018. A fourth version of A Star is Born should not be this incredible. The last time it was remade, it was a self-serving Barbra Streisand vanity project. Seriously, I wish Twitter existed in 1976 just so this god-awful performance could get the roasting it deserves. Who signed off on Barbra Streisand doing funk music? That's like Ice Cube doing a pro-country album! A Star is Born 2018 has 2 Oscar-caliber performances from Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, with Cooper being one of 2 fantastic directorial debuts to appear on my top 10. A Star is Born 2018 also takes a deeper look at addiction, 360 deals, and the darker side of pop music superstardom. None of the other versions really explored those things. It also has a fantastic soundtrack, with Cooper himself having a hand in co-writing some of Jackson Maine's songs, which, by the way, I want a Bradley Cooper solo album pronto. As someone who despises country music, if you can get me to like country music for 2 hours and 15 minutes, you've done a damn great job. Number 5. Paddington 2. A movie released in January makes my top 5. Paddington 2 is just 103 minutes of pure innocence, well deserving of its 100% tomato meter rating. Director Paul King, best known for directing most of the episodes of the criminally underrated TV series The Mighty Boosh, brings us not 1, but 2 great Paddington films. Dare I say it, Paddington 2 is better than the first one. This film is the anti-emoji movie, in which you have every actor giving this source material 110% and a loving craft I haven't seen in a family movie since Babe. It also features Hugh Grant's best performance to date as a failed actor resorting to doing dog food commercials. No, really, Hugh Grant really should be talked up for Best Supporting Actor come awards season. Paddington 2 also ends on one of the most genuinely wonderful notes of any film this year. This film is so relaxing, I will put this on to fall asleep. I seriously love this movie. Number 4. A Simple Favor. I went into this film fairly blind. I had only ever seen one TV spot for it. 2 hours later, I was shell-shocked that the director of Ghostbusters 2016 and the writer of Dirty Dancing 2017 delivered one hell of a great film. If Jessica Sharzer had to write Dirty Dancing 2017 to get this film greenlit by Lionsgate, then I don't blame her. A Simple Favor is a film that oozes cool with its Univision aspect ratio, dark humor, French lounge music, and Saul Bass-inspired main titles. This is a film that I feel confident enough to say that this is Hitchcockian in its execution, with twists and turns you genuinely do not see coming. This film also boasts 3 of my favorite performances of 2018 with Anna Kendrick, Blake Lively, and Henry Golding. A Simple Favor is a great mystery with a great sense of humor. Number 3. Annihilation. This was the hardest top 3 I ever had to rank. Any one of these could have been my number 1. Annihilation is the type of sci-fi film I am drawn to. bleak and uncomfortable morality tales. It is also a very cerebral film that takes a unique look at self-destruction. Unfortunately, this ended up bombing due to poor marketing and Paramount selling off the international rights to Netflix. This film should have gotten the Bird Box level buzz it deserved. I was so glad that I saw this in a theater. The other thing is that they don't make a big deal out of the fact that the main characters in this film are female. With great performances, gorgeous visual effects and production design, and the most pants-shitting monster reveal of 2018, writer-director Alex Garland proves that he will be one of the future greats who will be talked about in the same sense as Christopher Nolan and David Fincher. If there is one film that deserves to be called underrated, it is Annihilation. Number 2. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. What could have been a soulless, cynical, rights-retaining movie released by Sony is easily the best superhero movie of 2018. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse features breathtaking animation, fantastic characters, humor that services the story, and boasts what I'd like to call an 80s PG rating. Oddly enough, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the darkest superhero movie released in 2018. It also serves as a wonderful love letter to Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, who passed away months apart in 2018. The fact that this came from the same studio behind the Emoji Movie still shocks me. Not since The Dark Knight have I ever wanted to see a sequel to a movie so fast. And my number 1 favorite film of 2018 is Hereditary. I had all 3 of my top 3 at number 1 at some point. Up until Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I had Annihilation at my number 1. Up until last week, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was my number 1. Hereditary just felt right. As much as I loved Annihilation and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Hereditary stuck with me for weeks after viewing. The fact that this was the feature film debut of writer-director Ari Aster shocks me. This film felt like it was directed by a seasoned pro. Toni Collette also gives my favorite performance of 2018. She has to be in grief while slowly descending into madness. If she is not nominated for an Oscar, there is something wrong. There are no jump scares. This film uses lighting, mood, tension, atmosphere, and good old-fashioned great acting to deliver its scares. When the inciting incident of this film happens, I let out a pained shriek. I know I haven't seen any of the horror movies coming out in 2019, but I personally feel that Hereditary is the scariest film of the decade. And there you have it, my top 10 favorite films of 2018. What were some of your favorites? Be sure to like, comment, share, and spread the word about New Realms Media.